What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks. Today the Holiday Cup drops in the Great League, in Go Battle League, and so today I wanted to bring you a video showcasing 3 teams that I think are really solid in this meta for those of you that are wanting to play in this format. So I have some practice battles against my patrons here showcasing the 3 different teams as well, and we can kind of talk through how each team functions. The first team you see on your screen here, Noctowl, Vigoroth, and Lanturn. So essentially the concept with this team is that you have 2 Pokemon in the back that can protect Noctowl against those ice types and some of the rock types and electric types as well. And so Vigoroth is typically going to be your safe swap here, attempting to bait out a potential Trevenant in the back, then Noctowl can farm down, and Lanturn is free to roam in the back. In this particular meta, Water Gun Lanturn is slightly recommended on PvPoke, just to do fast move damage against those rock types, have play against Unova Stunfisk, things like that, as well as Aurorus. So let's jump into these battles here. Noctowl into Aurorus. Aurorus is definitely one of the most popular picks in this meta. This is a terrible lead. Gonna go into my Vigoroth safe swap, and out comes Fairy Wind Jumpluff. So I know Jumpluff is very bulky, but Vigoroth can spam out these body slams quicker than Jumpluff can get to its moves. And I'm noticing here that plus all of this counter damage, potentially one more body slam would be enough to knock out this Jumpluff. So I do commit a shield. I know that Vigoroth will win the CMP tie. They do end up shielding that, and that's totally fine. I survive whatever this move is. It's going to take 2 moves for them to knock me out. And I just really need to get to this body slam, able to get there. This actually was not a CMP. They did one more fast move, but they let it go, and I now have switch advantage. So I will have my Lanturn aligned with that Aurorus. Dubwool is such a solid pick in this format. I unfortunately do not have a Dubwool built. Same with Togedemaru. I do need to build a Togedemaru, but I have not seen a single Wooloo in the wild, so have not been able to build a Dubwool. But I would definitely recommend checking that out in this format. And because I have switch advantage here, I'm going to be able to align my Lanturn on this Aurorus. Now there's a case to be made I should no shield that first move, because that will be the one that's non-boosted. But I figured if they went for the Meteor Beam on the first move and I no shielded it, they could just go for Weather Ball spam, and I don't want to have to shield baits. So this double is going to get a big farm down. You see me trying to swap out there. This thing is most likely running Payback in this meta to have play against the ghost types. But double, very solid response to like Froslass and Trevenant. I barely am able to take that game there. Good game. Noctowl into Lickitung. Very favorable for me, but I also have Vigoroth to handle this. So they're opting to stay in. I'm staying in as well. Now, the scary thing is, because this team is double weak to Trevenant in the back, at some point in time, if you suspect that there could be a Trevenant, you kind of need to swap out and potentially bait it out. But my opponent actually ends up switching out first. Now, this is where Water Gun Lanturn does not do as well against Altaria. So there is a case to be made. You could still run Spark if you want to have a slightly better Altaria matchup. But Noctowl against Altaria is fairly neutral here, so I'm staying in. I need to get them into a health range much lower, and then I want to try to Water Gun them down and have energy loaded coming out of this. So that's what I'm going to try. I know I'm going to get hit by a move here from the Altaria. That Dragon Breath is absolutely chunking away. They go for Moonblast. Out comes the Lickitung. I just throw a Surf immediately. I just want to get chip damage on this thing as quickly as possible. Now, because they did not bring in a Trevenant against my Lanturn, I'm assuming that there is no Trevenant in the back. So Vigoroth with loaded energy should hopefully have a lot of play here. Their Altaria is very low. They bring out Charizard here. This thing is really farming up. Stab Body Slam against Charizard does so much damage. I swap to my Noctowl immediately to force them to have to throw their move. They bring in the Altaria to farm me down. Nice play, but at this point all I need to do is sneak one counter to be able to counter down this Charizard. and we'll be able to take that game there. Good game. One more battle with this team here. Zangoose in the lead. Man, I really enjoyed running Zangoose in some previous Great League Cup formats. It's so glassy though. Favorable for Noctowl because you double resist the Shadow Claw, and then out comes Double. Double, very similar to Vigoroth, is a normal type that can beat other normal types because you have that fighting type fast move of Double Kick. But Counter does more raw damage than Double Kick here. And Double has more play against the ghost types as well, being able to have payback. So they're able to throw another move here. I will shield it. I want to maintain alignment against this Zangoose, but they snipe me down with Vigoroth. Triple normal team here. Gonna bring out the Lanturn and save my Noctowl for their Zangoose. Gonna no shield this. Even a Bulldoze would not KO from that range. They need 2 moves. So straight body slam is the play for them. And this counter damage is really adding up. But I'm going to no-shield this as well. And I'd really like to get this Surf energy off, so I will shield this on the CMP tie. I want to force their last shield. Oh, actually, they're out of shield, so this should be able to take out the Vigoroth. Now, I'm going to swap immediately, but look what happens here. I'm anticipating them catching. So what happens is I stop tapping, and then the bottom of my phone screen becomes unresponsive. And I'm sitting there tapping the button, but it's not registering. And then right as they swap, the game unfreezes. I was pretty frustrated when this happened. Luckily, it was just friendly practice battles, but that has happened to me fairly frequently where my charge moves will not allow me to tap. Kind of strange, but they're able to take this game there. Good game. The next team I'm featuring in this video is Galvantula in the lead with Lickitung and then Aurorus in the back. If you don't have an XL Lickitung, you could definitely use Snorlax. That superpower damage is really nice for all the ice types and rock types, and against the normal types and Obstagoon as well. So Snorlax is definitely a replacement if you don't have an XL Lickitung here. And Aurorus in the back. Aurorus is the top rated pick for this Holiday Cup format. So the concept with this team is you are kind of double weak to fighting in the back. So you need to attempt to bait that out with Lickitung on the safe swap, and then Galvantula can handle those fighters. And Galvantula is kind of a fun off-meta pick, just wanted to try it out here. So against Atropius here, we're both hitting for neutral damage. I thought they might try to catch on that move. The one downside to Galvantula is Volt Switch is a 4-turn move, so it's very easy for your opponent to make catches. My opponent actually simultaneously swaps Dubwool right as I swap Lickitung, and this is not good at all. My fast moves are hitting for double resisted damage, whereas their fast moves are hitting for super effective damage, so really not good at all. But I'm hoping that I can get a lot of farm with my Galvantula coming out of here. And potentially even get a shield off of this Dubwool, depending on how greedy they get. So they allow me to get to this body slam, but I can tell that they're already going to commit to the farm down here. So I'm just going to swap into my Galvantula immediately. I know that I barely survived this body slam. And they're going to throw another move here. Now this was not a CMP tie because it was 3 turns against 4 turns. I'm hoping that my Aurorus can sweep whatever's in the back, and it's actually their own Aurorus here. So I go for a very risky Weather Ball here, but I'm anticipating my opponent shielding, knowing that my Aurorus has so much play against theirs. Now even if they bait, I know that I'll be able to get off this Meteor Beam, one-shot the Aurorus, and then all of this Powder Snow damage is really going to add up on that Tropius. I feel like Tropius and Jumpluff are kind of risky picks in this format because of all the ice and flyers that are around. But they're very bulky and they definitely do have some play, but you've got to avoid the ice type damage for sure. I did not want this double kick damage to add up on my Aurora, so I just throw immediately, and now the Powder Snow damage is able to shred down that Tropius there. Good game. Galv into Lanturn. If they're running Water Gun, which they are, this hits for neutral damage, so this gives Lanturn more play against Galvantula. They catch my Lunge on a Froslass here, really nice play, but I know that I can safely build up to a move before swapping out. This Froslass is now debuffed, so you will see what little damage this avalanche does to my Lickitung now. I'm going to be able to farm this all the way down and then have energy banked for that Lanturn when it comes back in. They're just about at a move. So if the Lanturn comes in, I get a little greedy here and go for the body slam. I really should have went for the power whip, but I thought that they might try to shield and then over farm. I was completely wrong. They end up throwing their energy here. So I definitely fumbled that play a little bit. Should have just went for the guaranteed damage. But this is really good that I have Galvantula aligned here and Aurorus does not have to see this. So I get a shield with the lunge. And they're going to opt to throw their energy here. I definitely want to keep my Galvantula alive. Now, Discharge does slightly more damage than Lunge. So I'm going to throw the Discharge here to try to get the knockout. And they let it go through. What is in the back? It's a Dugong. And I'm barely able to get off a move before fainting here. Just going to throw the Lunge for the guaranteed debuff. And now Aurorus easily has this matchup, but Dugong does have access to some water charge moves, and my opponent actually has a legacy Aqua Jet Dugong. Unfortunately, Aqua Jet is so bad, but Water Pulse is also so bad. Man, if they gave Dugong Surf or like Water Weather Ball or something, a decent water type charge move, it would really have a lot more play, because it's just totally crippled by its awful water type charge moves there, but able to take the Dugong out there and take that game. Good game. Whimsicott in the lead. This is not good. Charms are hitting for neutral. I'm gonna build up some energy and then swap into my Lickitung and see what they want to do. They're opting to stay in here, so I'm just gonna throw this body slam immediately, get some chip damage. That Whimsicott has a move stored though. And out comes the Aurorus. I'm going to go straight for a power whip here to guarantee the shield. They do end up shielding it, but they're able to farm up so much energy here. Meteor Beam most likely will take me out. No, I barely survived. That's even worse. They're able to get more farm here. But I do have a move stored on Galvan. I know that I win the CMP tie, so I go straight for the lunge here. And this is going to be another scenario where I'm hoping that my Aurorus up shields can sweep the backline. I let that go through. Going to bring in my own Aurorus. And I get denied here because of the one-turn switch, which is really unfortunate. I do correctly shield up the Meteor Beam. Out comes the Whimsicott. I have to shield this. But I should be able to farm down. Whimsicott takes a long time to get to moves. And then whatever is in the back, I have a loaded Aurorus. So we are looking pretty good here. Going to throw this Weather Ball to get rid of their own Aurorus. And in the back is an Amara. I'm going to bait with Weather Ball here. Again, kind of a risky bait, but it ends up getting the shield. And then I'm at the Meteor Beam. This will be able to one-shot. And we are able to take this game there. Good game. And the final team I'd like to showcase in this video features 3 Pokemon that have been long-time staples of the Holiday Cup in the Great League here. Alolan, Graveler, Froslass, and Altaria in the lead. Alolan Graveler is weak to fighters or counter users, and so Froslass and Altaria can handle that in the back. This team, however, is very weak to Togedemaru, kind of triple weak to Togedemaru, so you do have to take that into consideration. But Froslass on the safe swap, always very strong, and Altaria is just an absolute beast. Dunsparce is kind of a core breaker for this team as well. So Drill Run is going to hit for double super effective damage onto the Alolan Graveler. So I'm going to chip it with the Stone Edge and then go into my Froslass. I know Rock Slide is going to hit for super effective, but at least it's not double super effective. Now out comes Double. These double kicks are single resisted. Body Slam is double resisted. So they have to go for payback if they want to KO me at this health range. I'm going to let this go through. They go for Body Slam. This allows me to get off an Avalanche, which is so good for me. And actually ends up burning their shield. So now they do get a really big farm with Double, and they deny my Volt Switch upon entry here, which is so bad. I know shield to payback. Thank goodness they don't get to another move. They bring out the Dunsparce once again. So I'm wondering whatever is in the back must be weak to this Alolan Graveler. So farming up a little bit extra here. Now I'm going to queue up the Rock Blast. I'm hoping to have just enough health and energy to reach a move against whatever's in the back. It's their own Altaria, so regardless of whether they shield or no shield, we're in a very good position here. Able to bring out my Altaria. I am running Moonblast here as a secondary move, but I can just shield this up and farm this all the way down, and we're going to be able to take that game despite the very awkward Dunsparce lead. Graveler into Altaria, this is very favorable. This team really handles Altaria. Out comes another Dubwool. Hopefully you've all noticed how popular a pick Dubwool has been so far. I definitely expect to see lots of those in the meta. I go for the Stone Edge, and then I swap into my Altaria. I just wanted to either guarantee an easy farm down or a shield advantage. Now these double kicks are resisted, but the neutral body slams definitely add up over time. It only takes Dubwool 3 double kicks to reach a body slam, which is very, very quick. And I believe after like 4 or 5 cycles, it actually only takes 2 double kicks because of all the overflow energy that you're getting. But I could be wrong about that. It for sure takes 3. But I just feel like this crazy sheep goat thing gets to move so fast. Froslass up 2 shields. There is nothing that's gonna shut this down. They bring out an Altaria. They try to catch on their Vigoroth, but I can easily double avalanche this and then reach an avalanche against their Altaria. So if you can get an energy and shield advantage with your Froslass, we already know this from using Froslass in Great League and other cup formats. There is nothing that can stop Froslass. Shadow Ball and Avalanche hit like a truck. I know I've seen in the Holiday Cup a couple times like Lit Leo as a fun meme pick to try to shut down Froslass, but okay, up against a Charizard, this is obviously extremely favorable. They swap into a Dubwool, and then I'm going to be able to align my Altaria with this. And they're going to throw another move here, that's fine. This Dubwool gets to so many body slams. And going to throw a Sky Attack here, they end up shielding. Again, if I can set my Froslass up for a energy advantage, this is looking very good. So I no shield this body slam again, and they're going to CMP time me here. Fine by me. I'm going to come in with Froslass and heavily farm on this Dubwool. But they end up swapping into their Charizard, so I go back into my Alolan Graveler here. I easily resist all this damage. So I let the Dragon Claw go through and farm up one more Volt Switch. Then I'm going to queue up this Rock Blast. Double super effective on the Charizard goes down. They still have the Dubwool, but I'm going to farm this thing all the way down and see what they have in the back. See what a Alolan Graveler can do. What do they have in the back? It's an Amora, so I'm going straight for the Stone Edge, and we're looking very, very good here. The Amora is going to go down. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. Best of luck in the Holiday Cup, and I'll catch you all in the next video.